Ladies and gentlemen, colleagues and friends, welcome very much to this digital symposium on anti-doping governance. I hope you're well seated with your favorite tea or coffee within reach. We are sorry we cannot bring the coffee out to you on this occasion as we used to, but we hope you will have a pleasant and enjoyable and inspiring 2.5 hours from now. When Play the Game, and I am Jens Andersen from Play the Game. When Play the Game started in 1997, anti-doping was in its infancy. Its institutions were small or non-existent, and doping was viewed mainly as an individual sin committed by evil people. It was regarded as breaking news, for instance, when the famous Swedish physiologist, the late Bengt Saltin, gave a hint at our very first conference 24 years ago that there might be a relation between the rising blood values of endurance athletes and a relatively new drug called EPO. We should learn those 3 letters. We should hear much about them in the years to come, because 1 year later, in 1998, a cycling race in France changed the concept of doping forever. It became clear that doping was not a fault of the individual athlete only, but was a product of a win-at-all-costs mentality, a business model in the institutions and organizations of sport. And then it only took 1 year more, in 1999, when the foundation of the World Anti-Doping Agency gave rise to an international wave of increased anti-doping efforts, global harmonization of rules and regulations, and a network of national agencies to lead the fight against doping on the home ground. Today, anti-doping has become an industry itself, not as wide and large as elite sport itself by no means, but the anti-doping system wields its own powers now over sport, over public investment, and most notably over athletes whose career can be ended overnight by decisions in the anti-doping community. So even if the anti-doping world is still a young one, it is time to hold it accountable to a number of standards that can ensure its efficiency, its legitimacy, and its credibility. This is what we have done over the past 2 years in the project named National Anti-Doping Governance Observer. We are an alliance of anti-doping agencies from Ireland, Germany, Poland, Slovakia, and Denmark, and the international association iNADO, backed up by researchers from the German Sport University Cologne, Warsaw University, University of Lisbon, and Play the Game, and last but not least, in cooperation with EU athletes and fair sport. Thanks to support from the European Union's Erasmus Plus program and money from our own budgets, plus some extra grants from the Danish Parliament and Anti-Doping Norway, we've been able to make the benchmarking that you will hear about today, and which we hope can inspire and qualify the public debate today and in the future. We hope that you will find the 2 afternoon symposia inspiring also for your work, and that you will engage in the debate as much as the online format allows. Once again, welcome. I pass the floor to Jorge Leyva from iNADO.
Thank you, Jens. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, colleagues. On behalf of iNADO, one of the project partners, I also welcome you to today's online seminar. My name is Jorge Leyva, and I am the CEO of iNADO. We are an umbrella organization to 60 national anti-doping organizations and also to 14 regional anti-doping organizations. One of the goals of this project was precisely to inspire and assist NADOs raising their levels of governance. However, raising the level of governance, achieving a good governance can be a very complex topic, can be a very complex task. Good governance is a multidimensional concept, which is difficult to grasp in just 1 or 2 sentences, especially when we look at it from an international perspective. And I think that makes this NADGO project, this observer, so critical for anti-doping organizations. In this seminar, we expect to get closer to the topic of governance, but trying to pay special attention to the challenges that anti-doping organizations face when they try to improve their governance. So to do this, to talk about this, we have a very good lineup of speakers today and tomorrow. At this point, I thank all the speakers, including all project partners, for preparing this two-day event. Also in the audience, we have many members of the international anti-doping community, NADOs, IFs, WADA, major event organizers, media, etc. I also want to thank you for joining from sometimes very distant locations, from different regions of the world, with your own cultural and language characteristics. So I invite the audience to make use of the opportunities that this event will offer to ask any questions, to pass comments, and make the event more interesting for everyone. So to the speakers and the audience, I wish you all a very interesting seminar. Thank you.
Jorge, thank you very much. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Dear participants joining us online today, dear colleagues and friends, dear co-organizers like iNADO and Play the Game represented by Jorge and Jens. My name is Andrea Gotzmann. I'm the CEO of the National Anti-Doping Agency Germany. And in the name of my organization, NADA Germany, it's my pleasure to welcome you all. And thanks a lot for your interest in this online symposium with the current throughout-provoking topic, governance and anti-doping, how to meet the challenges based on data and debate following the National Anti-Doping Governance Observer Project. We very much regret that we cannot hold this seminar personally in Bonn as originally planned. But throughout the course of the project, we often practice the new forms of communication, as all of us have done during the past 14 months. COVID-19 could not stop us. Thank you to everyone who took part in this project, scientists, athletes, and NATO partner organizations, as well as mentioned iNADO and Play the Game. I'm sure this project will further strengthen the anti-doping work of the National Anti-Doping Agency, and it already demonstrated the high level of competence available here. My very special thanks goes to Arnaud Guéret from the Catholic University of Leuven, who unfortunately could not be here in the final phase of the project. Get well soon, Arnaud. Many thanks to the other scientists who made it with great effort to present the extensive scientific results here and today. So last but not least, I would also like to give some housekeeping messages so that we can meet smoothly together over the next 2 days. Our 2-day symposium is starting on both days, 2 p.m. sharp Central European Summertime. Please start the software 5 minutes before, and I see we do have a large number of participants already now. You need a different access code for each day. Please be sure you use the right one. All sessions will be recorded. GoToMeeting software is nearly self-explaining, but I give you some ideas how to use it. You can enlarge the windows, in particular for the presentations, for a better view. As an attendee, your microphone is muted and your camera is offline. This is correct and wanted by us. If you want to ask questions during the designated discussion sections, you can do this whole time during the question function on the right side of the panel. Very important, please, if you ask question, indicate your name, your organization, followed by your question. We collect your questions and we forward them to the chairperson of the particular session. Time frame is short and we apologize in advance if not every question can be answered during this symposium. If the break starts today around 3:10, please do not close the software. Just leave it as it is. Enjoy the break with a coffee or a tea. If you have technical problems, you may also use the question function. We try to give online support with our team of supporters here in Bonn. After the symposium is finished, you will receive a feedback questionnaire. We would be very pleased if you could answer those questions. This will help us to improve for upcoming events. Thank you very much. I'm looking forward to a very interesting and challenging topic.
Thank you, Andrea, and allow me to add also my special thanks to you and your team and to the iNADO team for all the efforts you have done in securing a smooth online event. We cross fingers that your efforts are rewarded.